here. So June seasonality right there. So this was June last month. So S&P was up 4.76, Tesla was down 8, Nvidia up 16 point. So now you take out the 1 month here and then you compare here. This is a June right there. I wish I could bring them side by side. So you see Apple, and then how does Apple ended? 2%. Because it was an inside month anyways for Apple, as we all know. And then Tesla, which is right there, and ended up with 8% lower. So it didn't really play out, right? Because plus stuff, the fight and stuff. So which one actually performed? Nvidia was up 16.72. Was not as strong as you can see right there. Nothing like this. So now if we look at Microsoft made several 52 weeks high, 8%. That's solid. This is what you wanted to see, that how your seasonality actually playing out exactly like how it is, you know? Amazon 7%. Amazon, if we look at right there, is a pretty steady run. Meta was good, 13.99. See? So you're just looking for more like a mostly all green bars. It gives you, most seasonality traders look at 5 year performance. Some they do like couple more years. I do like everything, so I can change this, like the date range. I can go 5 years, I can go 10 years, then it's going to change. Now, if I do five, see, it's going to change. Now it's taken from 2021 to 2025. Now, if I do 10 years, now it's taken 2016 and 2025. So I do everything. So since 1983, that gives you a full seasonality on a scale. What is the actual average that you're looking for? So it's just a matter of like how you wanted to, um, how you wanted to see it. So this is July. I just have to change this. This is July. Google is good. Netflix is good. It kind of kind of slows down at the end of the month. And then we have this. S&P is fine. Nvidia looks really bad. Um, Now keep in mind that Nvidia is the last stock that reports earnings as well. So kind of all the semi stocks, they're gonna come first. Tesla looks pretty good. Man, this last month seasonality definitely didn't play out for Tesla, but we'll see how it happens this month. Looks really good. So I don't know. I mean, Tesla could be just ready for a. But there's nothing. There is nothing good coming out of there. I mean, it's just one of those earnings that all the bad data and all the weakness is already fully priced into a stock going into an earnings because delivery numbers were down, the sales are down. Like, there's nothing good about Tesla, period, right? So everybody is gonna expect the same thing because now your sales are down, so that will definitely gonna reflect your earnings. But at the same time, that company is not even given any kind of a guidance either. So most likely, that's what I think, that this gonna be a baked in earnings, that all the negativities is gonna be fully priced in going into an earnings. Give a bit of a shake, stop everyone out with the first flush, and just rip it right back up. Very interesting I posted. What did I do? This one yesterday. So Tesla Weekly is the go signal is still in. I'll clean up this mess. So that was triggered actually last week, and this is the week we just had. We just sideways. Now, if you go back here, look at this. Let me show you this. Look at the high and lows. Look at last year low was 138, high was 488. This is the all-time high. This year high is 439 and the low is 214. This was on January 17th. Low was April 11th. What do you do is take this high and low. It's right in the middle from the last 5 weeks, for a little bit a month now. So if we just simply take this, this, what does that show? Where we at? Just sitting right in the middle. We clearly not like it doesn't look like that. It's like it's a V shape from this move from this high to this low. We're just starting. Just the stock just literally trying to go sideways. So now the bet is that either this or go sideways for a while and then make a way up. This part right there is so difficult to to label on any smaller time frame. It's just too much overlap. What to make out of this? I don't worry about any other part. All I'm focused on this. I don't what happened before back there, who cares? All-time high is here. This is your all-time, sorry, this is the low. So your peak to trough last year, this year. So let's worry about the previous year high later until you take out this high first. So let's just keep it simple like this and just to see where we at. Right there is 50% retracement between peak to trough of this year. On a 7 month right now, okay? And we're still have another 5 more months to go. So it's a crazy volatile stock. Everybody knows that. That's the stock. It just Robotaxi pump right there. Actually, right from here, that gapped up right there for the Robotaxi. a full washout. And now it just, if you look at the last 4 weeks, this weekly bar, this one with a, doji candle. It's another one. And now we're just going right into this range now. It's gonna, next move is gonna be a big one. I can tell you that when you have a price that's trying to compress like this, yeah, it's gonna break hard either direction. 50%, 50-point rule. Tesla's is gonna work. Every 50-point dip on Tesla will end up paying something. So if you go back to a daily time, it doesn't really matter. You change the time, it's just your high and low stays the same. Now you're looking at daily time frame. Now you have five versus one weekly bar. So now you're gonna get a lot more signals here, back and forth. I'm working on these candles these time. Optima has this, which I really didn't even pay attention to before, to be honest. You see right there, it's called time intervals. I don't know how to read these ones. Basically, time bar one is the green one, and the time bar two is, well, I can change it to whatever color I want, is this one, the blue one. So I found out this thing yesterday, to be honest. I'm like really curious now. How does actually candles work? These are time related candles. Goes with the bar one and two. So I'm gonna see if I can find some information. If not, then I'm gonna bug my guy over there to explain it to me to see like, okay, they put these bar one and two based on the time. How does it work? So these are I'm very interested now I have other ones here. The swing ones are fine. Then you have the strength candles. Then they have the close ones. These are the Bolton Smiths. These are very nice candles as well. I don't know if you guys know about this Bolton Smith. He was a very famous trader. So he has Strong's ones are the blue ones. Sorry, the Strong is the blue. Then you have a bull candle as they calls as a green, and the inside is then the weak and the bear. Red. Weak is this orange. Inside is yellow. Yeah, he has his own Bolton, they call Bolton Smith candles. Let me see if I can find this thing here. I think it has just a different concept, his way of looking at a candlestick based on a close. Everything is, look, every candle has an open, sorry, high, low, open, and close. So none of these colors will finalize until it closes, you know? So it's just a matter of you can take the range that this is the daily time frame. So yesterday was the higher bar, right? So you can just, if you just simply mark the previous day high, which was there, which was Wednesday right there. So now if you mark the high and low of Wednesday and you see yesterday we had a higher bar. So it's just again in the end, it's just where the candle closed. Now if we go back here to see what was the candle, it says weak. The color of here of the candle of yesterday was weak. And these are obviously coming down is, is the bear candle. And the yellow one right there is the inside because it has not made a new high and low. Kind of simple basic. I want to learn this one. This the time part. Nothing guaranteed, but if some of them time extensions are you can run them manually. One swing to another kind of gives you a 100% relationship over time. You can do all that, but we'll see what happens. Um, Apple making his way up, still within this channel. I'm I want to see this here. This overthrow. I like to see this overthrow up here as well. So we'll see what happens. We still gotta break this channel first. Then we'll see. This is why I'm not removing this channel. I'm not gonna remove this channel. I'm gonna leave the way it is. See from this high to this high, leave it like this. Project it to your from the previous, the first low, where you had your lower high swing. Just leave the channel here, and you see, got a big, huge overthrow, got a mean reversion, then another. You see, just 2 months, just literally just sideways. So we'll see what happens. Apple is fine. This count was along this stock. We could do a 1-2 as a complex, or it can make as a whatever running whatever. It's just it's a sideways. It's stock is literally sideways. The price action here is so I've had it. I mean, I had them as a complex right there. WXY was 190, 190. Sorry, 199 was 100% between these two. 50% retracement, 2 versus 1, 200. 205 here was the low. This low here was exactly, oops, to the penny, as you can see right there. But it really doesn't matter. I mean, if this is a correction, that if you take this, some sort of a five-way move, and you have a very deep retracement, unless we're doing a 1-2, 1-2, that's a different case. So something like this, and you have this 2. Now from here you have this 1 and then 2, and now you're looking for this third of a third. Very could be if I have to go this, but I'm not opening that much. I'll just leave the way it is for now. Take this as a complex as a WXY, up in 1, down in um, 5 waves up, 3 waves down. So we'll see if we can make our room to the upside. Second thing is this: what if this is a triangle? triangle is A, B, C, D, E. The worst case is the E can come back down here. But if that is the case, according to the rule in a triangulation, E wave cannot retrace below the C wave, which is at 205. Okay? So that's a triangle rule. If we don't go with the triangle, go with the 1, 2, wave 2 cannot retrace below 205 either. So it really doesn't matter how you go. You have 205 is your invalidation mark under either you go with a triangle or you go with a 1, 2. But we're not going that far on um, taking that wide risk, the trade that we have open. So I will tell you this that if we enter a trade and if the signal gets stopped out, I will immediately cut the trade. That's it. I'm I'm not going to marry the stock, which is fine. I mean, if we get stopped out, no worries. Find another one. But this is the I was just, I put the wave count to see how the wave count looks because we had an open trade. I would if this is a 1-2, 100% relationship is at 309. I don't know if this stock is gonna move. We have to check and see when they report earnings, but it could be a good earning play unless it takes another leg down. That's a different debate. I'm all come back down here. The E can come in pretty close to the C wave low as well. So we'll see what happens. Signal is good. What in a trade? Because next one is going to be a sell signal anyway. So keep riding that thing. Um, you wanted to look at the Netflix. I know you've been asking me about. I have to label this whole thing. Oops, I dig this one a little bit. Netflix, Netflix ranges are very okay. Let's do this. Where do we have a two major corrections? I was just talking about. Yeah, right? So if we go like this, so now we find 3 versus 1 doesn't satisfy third wave. It's shorter than 1. So you don't have a fourth wave here either. If you go 1, 2, 3, 4, put one here. It looks like this. It's three versus one. Now you can decompose like this, but you still don't have this as a five-way move. And that one looks really weird. This is a clear five-way move. Can decompose this. You see how it, you always, no, it's much better. It applies rules and stuff, but they have on the motorway, but sometimes you just have to take a double look. So diagonal, no, hang on. This is why I don't do Elliott wave anymore. No, doesn't have an old 50, but this is a tricky one. Three versus one is good. This fourth wave is make this is a complex one, two. S wave one is very challenging to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. You have a five here. Two versus one. How can you count? You go this, then this is gonna become huge compared to this one too. See how big this one is? You go, no, you see, this this is a long time. This is a very because we're missing so much. This is we're looking at $1.27 price. That's what, this is 43 and this is something is not right. So just something is not right. That's why I'm just not can I be label this thing. And look where the price goes, 43.54. Then look at the low, 750, 750, so $7. $1.27. 200 moving average here is actually started here, 2010 from 2022 after 8 years. I wouldn't even, I would just, that's a tough count from there. I would just focus from here, to be honest. This high and low is plenty of price. Take this low, the COVID low. Let's do the fib extension first. So 161 is 1700 against this. So now we can simply make a three-way move here like this. Yeah, going that far to a dollar price just doesn't make any sense, to be honest. And then from here, we can look for a five-way move. Let's see from here how we can start. Open this one, leave the external swings over there so we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 is fine. Wait. Oh boy, damn close. Let's see. It's a perfect 3 versus 1. 4, 3 is good. You get this 2 versus 1 is good. Yeah. Now, this third can end it. It could. Wait a second. Now we count 1, 2, 3, 4. Pay attention, this 200. Okay. You don't you don't continue the same uptrend before some sort of a setback. A very strong fib. So this one, 2, 3 versus 1, 200 back 23.6, now up in 5. So if we make the case here like this, major support is going to be this. So this could be all three. Instead of it's too short. You gotta come down to at least 23.6. Anything above it is becomes a challenging count. You see something like you have to hit at least one of the fib retracement. See, like this, something like this. Damn, that was. Look at this low. Well, I think Netflix got a sell signal on the daily time frame. So watch that. Because anything down here, how about I make the Okay, so I gotta spend a little more time on this. Looks really because it's so damn extended. I gotta go to a smaller time frame because give me a little better read the daily time frame. From here, you see how everything just all over the place here. Now you go to a smaller time frame, it's a totally different read. Let me just count this thing on now. Give it a trace for better valid. Okay. So you have one leading diagonal here, down in two, one, two, three. I got two versus one. Four is good. Complex. Because you break, you have smaller one, you're always gonna have extended fifth wave anyway. So or that's pretty much calling 95% of the time is gonna happen. Two versus one is okay. You can actually land a two here as well. Just take this one all the way up here. That's a clear with five-way move. So another go like this. Then we have two versus one, ABC, the channel against this low. Now you go to this third one, land them right there. That's a totally different ball game. Yeah, should have come here to a daily time frame first. There's your three versus one, four versus three. Now we're looking at three versus one, 200 at 1551. So where are we at? I don't know how much it's gonna extend. I still don't kind of like this. Okay, I don't like this one against the one. This one two against this one. It's working fine. Looks kind of too big. This is like close to 4%. 24.80 versus 28.92. 4.5%. Really like to keep this thing small. This is all good. I probably have to anchor this one here. I know you've been asking me, I've been just doing this because you have a position open. Do this. Just adjust this thing a little bit. Yeah, this is a, I would even start the count from here, to be honest. And because anything you do here is going to make the difference up on the top. So you want to make sure you take your time and count this thing right, because it's gonna, because you chase after a certain fit thinking like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna get out of the position, and then you just keep on going. It just, so you gotta, let's see if, oh, they, this is a weird looking third wave. Netflix is a crazy stock. I didn't even, it's been a very long time I traded this stock. How can, no, you need, larger than 3.61 if it's okay. The actual wave three can go up to 400. Like, these are your typical retracement, just to let you know. A wave three, a third wave can travel to 423% of wave one as well. Do you know that? I've seen it. Then you have a fourth wave, and then goes up another fifth wave. That's crazy. Most of the time, it's trying to back off between these are the, you get here. I mean, it's a beautiful trade. The only thing you can make an extra, I gotta, I'm gonna hold you. I'm gonna spend some time here, try to figure out this move. Just putting a one here and two is much easier than to find five here to make this. I would much rather make this as a 1 2 compared to this one, because you don't want to make a one smaller degree bigger than a one higher degree. It's just you're gonna have a challenge to the top. I'll figure I gotta go to a smaller time frame. So that has some serious upside, to be honest. Stock can easily go to 2000 from COVID low. So 200 EMA right here, the red one. It's a 984. You're still like 24% from 200 EMA. I'll figure this thing out. That's a little bit, it's a lot of overlap here. I'm gonna go to a smaller time frame. Wild stock, man. Crazy. High trades. I will leave it like this. Mm, yeah, good. Yeah, this is good. Good for this. Some sort of a setback in a fourth, then a fifth. And down. Okay. Plus, we have the signals as well, so just watch those ones. What else? And I mean, I don't understand. Like, what is on Netflix? I don't even remember last time I saw something, watched something on Netflix. $1,300 stock? All they run these international movies with recordings and stuff. Um, I don't know. We were trading this one these days, MSTR. Man, a crazy stock. This stock is. Um, I like to see if we can do 1, 2, from here. So that was a nice reversal on the way back. So it just look at this. Diagonal, minimum retracement of a diagonal is always a prior fourth wave, and diagonal always starts at wave two. That's what they call it usually retraces to the origin of where the diagonal was formed. So it did exactly the same thing here and end up moving back up. It has a buy signal on daily anyway, so I've been long this stock. Just see how it goes. So now if we go back here, Apple did the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, overlap with 1, 5 diagonal. Here goes your fourth wave. See, first retracement came A, B, C. It could come down to here as well, but this is your minimum downside target, prior wave 4. And then from here, Apple made a move higher. So it's the same thing now. This, I made a higher swing, taking out this high. So the minimum upside on this on the price from this low, 358, 5 up, 3 down, 423. That's like a 100% equal measured move. So we'll see how it goes. How it goes here. You don't want to have anything that trees below this mark. Then the count is going to become challenging. The worst case is I mean, the highs are 543. 3 versus 1, 457. We just need to take out this high 430. That's it. Then it's gonna open the upside. Test your this is the low. There you have a 5 waves up. Just it's I know for some of you who cannot wait. It's just it's been sideways. Remember, we always talk about this. Accumulation, distribution. The signals that you see on when I show you the pink label, the pink label is a mean reversion signal. That's a buy signal and a sell signal. The way I script that thing is because accumulation, distribution, distribution, I run a zigzag pattern. Okay. Took the first initial swing and then I put all those fibs there. So those pink buys that you see and the pink sell that you will see on those signal charts are the mean reversions. Those are the buy signals as well. Okay. And the sell signal depends which direction they're gonna hit. So those, instead of those clear buy and sell, is gonna be green and red. So to keep that thing in mind, like I think somebody was asking me yesterday. I think it was Ruben, I believe. Here, this is Boeing. You see what you're not gonna know all this. Hang on, explain you in the easy way. Accumulation, distribution phase, right? So you had a buy signal down. I don't have the snapshot right there. You had a buy signal down there, I believe. So that's the high right there. Here comes the sell signal in this, right? Here, set a stop right there to the previous bar high. And then from here was a choppy looking, because it's technically just a distribution phase. So there goes your buy signal right here at this bar, which happened 6 days ago. Okay, so trigger on that daily bar. Now, if you're gonna pay attention to one thing, that these ones doesn't give you a stop loss like this, like this one, like this one. See, these one doesn't have that. The reason why being it doesn't have that because I have everything in there calculated by the fibs and the zigzag swing. So it so once you have so I was always wondering if it's going to be a third wave ended here because your distribution phase always occurs on a bigger time, always on a fourth wave. Okay, because you had a powerful wave, there is always going to be a third wave. The distribution phase goes up in a fourth wave. It could be a triangle, it could be some sort of a complex. And then once the distribution phase ends, and then it makes a one final push back to the upside, according to the Elliott wave, is going to be a fifth wave. Okay. So that's this. Do I trade those? Yes. I took ServiceNow, which was the same buy signal with the pink one. I mean, paid good. Now ServiceNow yesterday had a very monster move to the upside. So it's just the I want to keep simple. I mean, you're taking a risk. You know where we're gonna set our stop loss. Just leave the screen. Let the thing work. If the price reverse, you enter a trade here. You have to, the thing is this, that you want to get in a trade as close as possible where the signal triggered. That's the number one thing. Why? Because if you entering a trade here, you're taking this big of a risk now. Okay? Why? Because first you're entering the trade late. Now this price can go like this, and you're like, okay, but this sell signal is still valid as long as the price doesn't take out the high of this high right there of this bar. It's gonna stay on the board. As soon as the price will reverse, takes out the high of this bar right there, this signal is no longer valid. You just cut the trade. So it means that whatever the buy signal that you have down here is still in play. So it didn't work. This case right there goes a sell signal triggered on this day. And the price could be somewhere around here when this triggered. But these are daily bars. Okay. And then you have next day to the downside. Then you get the real flush after 3 days. So the point is that you enter a trade here, doesn't matter, but you're not risking much to the high. You're not going to this high or this high. You just need to stay right below this high. It's just the reason that I spend so much time just to how to make like to see the GAN. Let me show you. Now, if we trade these ones will give you at the bar on the workday, right? And these are different. You see that triggers on this bar. When as soon as it closes, it triggers the buy signal on this day on this daily bar. Okay, it's a daily chart as well. So what we're looking for now, the next day, we're looking for a bar to be open higher. It could be an inside bar, is going to be okay, but we don't want a lower bar when this signal triggers. So in this case was a higher bar, another higher bar, and then we had that big of an upside, meaning that basically what it is the best signal is when the signal triggers, the low holds, okay, and then the price day by, eventually moves up higher. You just need to take out the previous swing high. That's the trade. Okay, so I'm always watching the previous swing highs. Like, okay, if the signal triggers that the low holds, and then you're looking for higher high. That's what you're looking for. You want bullish trend is what? Higher high and higher low, right? This is your low. This is your high. This is a higher low. This is a higher high. That's the bullish trend. So in this case, they don't trigger on the top, because what happens is the next day you could have however the bar can open and close, because you're just challenging the top now. You know, these ones takes 2, 3 days. It could take 2 days. It could take one day. Doesn't matter. When the conditions meet, because that's what scripting is for. When you put conditions, they call variables. Okay, you use variables as 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever conditions you want to put. And when those conditions meets, that's when it fires a signal for you. Depends how you want to, what strategies that you're using. Anyhow, I wanted to use this one slightly off the highs here. So this way it defines your risk much better. You know like like this one. See triggers here that day, whatever the day was. You see, next day was a lower bar. Kind of went sideways for 2 days. Got another lower. You see, like it continues. It just stays in a set because you see the price didn't retrace above the high of this day. That's the buy. I don't have that because I took a snapshot of what the low is. That's the buy signal right there. Trigger on this day, and then you had a sell signal triggers here. You can make some serious money on these on this thing, but it will requires your patience. If you have that, just don't sit and stare. Leave the trade. Let the trade work. Let it breathe. I mean, I can, if you want, if you guys want to see my statements of it, I made over $300,000 last year. Okay, just trading these one after another, and I manage a huge size portfolio for people. For me, for them is every trade that I open is going to be a minimum $100,000 size. 100, 150, 175. That's the average size that I open per signal. I have a well-defined stop loss on them, so I just let the share works. Just create an alert right there at the high. If I got stopped out, I'm gonna take a $6,000, $7,000 loss. Fine. But I'm gonna catch 30, $40,000 trade pretty easy. I've done it hundreds and hundreds of them. It requires patience because these are daily bars. Each day, I mean, can you handle all this? The point is you enter a trade, you don't get out until you get a sell signal. When you have a sell signal, you don't get out until you get a buy signal. That's it. That's all you have to do. You could have a nice flush to the downside. You get all excited. Yes, everything is playing out really good. 3, 4 days later, you're gonna rip right back up close to your now you break even. Now you're thinking like, okay, well, I should have cut out the trade. Is that thing is gonna go against? Like, am I gotta stopped out? Okay, well, if you do, what do you think is gonna happen? Nothing's gonna happen. I want to catch another one. So the price can reverse anytime. Anything can happen. We don't know that. That doesn't mean that these are 100% accurate signals. I mean, they're gonna go wrong as well. But it has a much higher accuracy as long as you can pull out at least 70% and higher return. So there's no such a thing out there. It will take some time, but and it will require a lot of patience. But you just trade with me. That's all. Put money in where I put where I put my own money in. Let me manage it. Just don't panic. You will see the difference in the next 6, 7 months. How your P&L is gonna pop. Boost is gonna do the upside. None of these trades, even if you open up an option position, okay, you will never lose 100% of your premium. If you pay a $4 premium for a trade to get it as a debit spread, either to a call side or put side, you're using a 2 days, most likely a 1 day, probably like 2 days high as your stop loss. What are you gonna lose? $1.50, $1.75 worth of a premium if you pay $4? But you're probably risking like 30, 40%. 30%, I would say. If it fails, just don't even blink. Just close the position. And just if one is gonna trigger another one, then we can go back in. Don't just sit on that thing. I tried to be cute few times to thinking that they can turn around. No, can can keep you in there for several weeks. There is just like that's the game. Easy, simple. You have nothing to like. Here's a Palantir. Now, look how this thing played out. Here goes a buy signal, stop loss. So you either enter somewhere around here. Okay, it's never gonna be a perfect entry. You could probably pay dollar more, $2 more than this price. Okay, can you live with this? I don't trade that tight. Like I want to make sure that I want to pick my entry at that price. I mean, if you pay another dollar or two, nothing's gonna happen. So you play this upside. You see, it's a perfect example. Look what happens here. So you rode this thing up for, let's say you enter it, we caught this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have an 8-day run to the upside, okay? And you got a full flush out. You see right there what happened? It didn't really meet all because it was a massive flush like this on a probably some news came out or whatever. This signal after moving this got stopped out. Didn't trigger any sell, neither does another buy, but this buy is still there. And look how much stock rallied. So it's never gonna be, the bottom line is this is it's never gonna be perfect, but most of the time it will. This case, it gives you a clear buy signal on this day, on this bar, and you're only using a stop loss to the previous day low. Look at the upside. That's what you call a signal. You taking a 1 bar risk. Look at your risk to reward ratio. You don't know how far the price is going to go. Neither do I, neither do you. You don't know that. Nobody knows where the stock is going to go. My goal, my point is, I want to enter a trade here and close as possible. I want to ride until here. That's how I trade. So now this high right there was right there. I'm willing to give this much back. I had a plenty of upside here, as you can see. And then I took a sharp reversal lower. As soon as this triggers from this area, I exit the trade. That's my trade. That is my trade. One signal to another signal. You stay in the signal until the sell signal appears on the screen. You close the trade. Can you do that? Well, it's very easy to talk. When you have the real money on the board, you have all your emotion, and then the market is tanking, and you looking like, okay, well, what should I do? Should I cut my risk? Should I downsize? You're gonna have a 10,000 million thoughts in your head. It requires patience. That's all it is. More you're gonna sit and watch the screen, more stupid decisions you're gonna make every single day. Every trader does that because they're like babysitting every candle. Tomorrow market can come down 300, 400 points. I would guarantee you this, the half the Twitter, oh yeah, 15, 16 year high is in. That's it. Just over a one session. But that is what happens to a market. That's one point. Okay. My focus, our focus on an open position is strictly on this. Trade is alive as long as signal is alive. That's it. I'm not cutting a freaking trade. If I go up like this and I'm willing to go back flat, I'm fine. As long as my alert doesn't go off, I'm in a trade. And you will see in next couple months how many do you win versus how much you lost. Time will tell. What you can see, what was happened before, well, we don't know what's gonna happen now, right? So, so we'll see what happens. Now, if you enter a trade here, somewhere around here, and the stock pops, depends how much you risk in, and you says like, okay, well, that was a nice 2, 3 day run. I'm just gonna book my profits here. You can always do it. You can take your money and run because you could be up $1,000 and you could be down $900 in 3 days. Now you're back to $100, up $100 now on the same trade. So you're gonna definitely gonna it's gonna happen to you, as has happened to me many many times that I've just gave back what I had yesterday. I might just close out the trade or break even, take $100 loss. What should I do? I'm just looking at this like, okay, well, this is still alive. Price didn't retrace at least below this low of this bar. Let's see how it goes. Then eventually, if the price time to reverse back up, okay, well, we're good. If it goes against me, just cut the trade. So, what kind of a feeling that you go through? Now you ask yourself a question like, well, I was up 1,000 on the initial move, but I end up taking a loss of $400. How would you feel? Now that $1,000 right there can bring you all the way back here to the flat line, and that $1,000 can turn into a $3,000. Just give you an example. That could be $4,000 by the time you got that sell signal. See, you don't know. Neither do I. That's when patience comes in play. I closed out a position yesterday on a SPY. I bought 2 calls of $6. I remember on the sell-off, and I closed yesterday. It was like $300. I mean, it was almost down to zero, and I had time until September. Well, first of all, you buying something on a very high VIX with high implied volatility, and market made a full V shape. It was a $1,200 risk. I only bought two for six debit, $6 debit per contract. It's 1,200 bucks. And back to life. I was just like, okay, fine. I mean, worst case, I'm gonna lose 1,200 bucks. Fine. I mean, it's okay. But slowly I've been watching, and just came back to life. And now we just keep pushing, pushing. I was like, okay, fine. So I ended up closing that thing yesterday because it has $20 negative data per day. That's brutal. I just holding two contracts out to September, and it's and every single day is costing you $20. You know, either the stock SPY goes up, it goes down, it goes sideways, it doesn't matter. It's costing you $20 per day. I was like, I'm not a very big, just close it. I don't care. So I cut the trade out yesterday. So what's the lesson? Patience. That's all it is. So right now, this Palantir triggered a sell signal here on this bar, as you can see. Here's your stop loss, 148.22, which is at the highs. And that was a flush out, got a bit of a pop. This is the ATR line right there, this little band right there. So kind of went up here, backed off, and then yesterday kind of, so where we at? 134. 134. This band right there is near almost at 140, I know. So let's see if it gets down to this 125.75 number. Yeah, that's the previous one. See, all the way up till here. I'll just trade from one print to another print. It gets somewhere around like 104, 105, 106, whatever the price you can get yourself in against this high right there of this, because a pretty long one, because there's this drop right there of the, you gotta use the stop. Though I have this because either I use a 1 bar stop, either I take a 2 day, two previous day bar stops. This one defines risk well, you know. This side right there is only valid based off this low. The next day you have a lower bar, this is no longer valid. Because it's already lower bars. You see, this is a lower bar, lower bar, lower bar. See, the stock is making these are all lower bars. So this case right there, I started using either should I go 1 day, should I go 2 days, should I go 3 days. So most of them I end up doing 1 and 2, as you can see. See right there, triggers here. So you have 1, 2, 3 bars, 3 bars here, the highs, only using 1 bar high. Next day lower, lower, went up, give everything back, 2 days, then took a little flush to the downside. But what's the lesson here? The high of this bar right there didn't got taken out. That's the trade until here. This day right there, signal triggers. So whatever your entry somewhere around here, that's your profit. So you just ride from one side, one print to another print. And just stay in a trade, don't even do anything. And if I bring the same thing into a smaller time frame, you're gonna start seeing this same thing applying on a much smaller time frame. You're gonna get a lot of these buy-sell signals. So 1 hour is good, but some of these stocks that you end up holding overnight can gap up and gap down, but those can bite you pretty quick. So you got to be careful during the day when, if it comes in the first 1 hour, those are the one I'm really interested in playing, because you have enough time till the end of the day. You catch something early in the high volume, and but most of the time you just gotta I I focus on these ones, you know, much clean, not too much noise, much cleaner. Uh, um, which day that you could enter a trade because these are daily bars. You go to weekly bars as well. Those are going to be a very long uh, time frame. Those are just one single weekly bar. So we can always extend time. You go to monthly as well. I mean, it all depends on everybody's style of trading and like this is clearly didn't play out, but look how much upside do you miss out, you know? So but the rest of them are all good. So right now it's just we'll see how Palantir plays out. 134.36 just to see if it goes up a little bit or whatever. But the point is that this sell signal is not going to disappear until the price goes out and takes out this 148.22 mark. That's it. It's gonna stay in place now. Okay, other unless it's gonna get a mean reversion pink signal. Okay, that's the buy signal as well. Or it's just gonna get a green one. You're not getting another sell, or you're gonna get the other ones either gonna be a buy signal, a green one, or it's gonna be the pink one, which is the mean reversion signal is gonna be based on distribution zigzag pattern. Because I have this area right there, it has fibs in the back that are running as well, but you don't see them on a screen. That's what I have. Those ones I have to script them. So just it draws fibs from here to this high to this low. So I have several swings. So it's just fine. That's your 200 EMAs at 90. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna watch. It's real simple. I don't think it's that complicated. There's Electronic Arts. Um, a day before, see, triggers a sell signal here, 159. 159, stop loss, 160.99. That's it. It's a little, not like if you look at these ones, see triggers here, came down, stop loss right there on this bar, and you rode all the way up here until here. So yeah, I changed these ones. You see, it says REV. I was using that reverse thing. Now a couple guys were asking me, Mo, what does that mean? I was like, just I swapped, I changed this thing to a simple here buy and sell. Just was using reversal ticker, the three sim tickers. So I just kept it like this. So right now, you see like this is a mean reversion. Mean reversion is not going to give you any kind of a stop loss. Just basically, this low right there you gotta take. These are good buy signals as well, to be honest, because this is either a fourth wave or some sort of a distribution phase after this initial move, you know, and then from here triggers another buy signal, make your way back up. Then you got another sell signal right there against this stop. Then you're coming back down. Here comes a buy signal against this stop. I mean, automated. What Why you think I want to sit and label jars left and right? I have everything here what I want. I don't need it. So you get it. So we traded this one. Remember Electronic Arts? We had a trade. We did. That's what I bought Electronic Arts because of this signal. At that time, I didn't tell anyone that we were trading this. I have a few things that I do on my own. I'm not gonna lie. I have three more others. uh, signals that I have that I've made it over time. There's many different ways I can take a trade, not just one of them. But use this one practice for some time. His AMD sell signal triggered here 2 days ago, 140.23, stop loss 146. AMD had a pretty wild run from this day, whatever the day was, against this low, all the way up till here. The thing is this, you have to understand this, okay? You have to train yourself mentally and emotionally that if you enter a trade here against this, can you go through these parts? First of all, we don't know how far the price is gonna go. Can you give back these? But how much you can, you're literally riding one thing from here to here. It's a hell of a trade. Imagine buying a 90, 95, 90 leaps at the money on this trade. It triggered at 85, you're buying like 90 leaps, 90 call against this, and you just leave it. Or like a year. Worst case, or a year and a half, who cares? These are daily bars, anyways. It's gonna take time. A hell of a trade, but you give, oh, look, on the way up, on the way up, look how many days that you're giving back. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days over a week. How much you giving back? Look. Okay. That's what I'm saying, that every one of you gonna take you several months, then you will see the real results. You're not gonna see anything right now. This is all new to you. There's a dash. Yesterday closed with a shooting star, which is a bearish candle on a daily time frame. Let's take a look at this one. Last one triggers here at 172.63 on this day, on this bar. Okay. 2 day stock went up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 day stock all the way back down. It went negative. But we need to use this low right there as our risk that we took on a trade. Okay, and then you just leave it. Did the price retrace below this low? No. There you go. Look at this. This is what you have to ask yourself, this question that I've been saying, that would you be willing to give back everything that you gain? But you always have to understand one thing, that a stock where the buy signal is triggering at the lows, you're picking something on a downtrend. When you're buying something, because your focus is that I want to buy something cheap, of course, you buy low. You don't buy high, you sell high, unless you want to do other way around. That's a different thing. So if you want to buy low, but you buying a downtrend of that stock, so what will be your pure luck? Your pure luck would be if you bought a stock in a downtrend, you got yourself a nice entry, and if you happen to get a full V-shaped reversal, well, that took a lot shorter time, right? And you got a much better return in a much shorter time frame. But how many stocks actually makes a V-shaped reversal? Not that many. So it's the same thing. So you buying something, so you trying to defend the low. You think like, well, this is the low. I want to get myself in. Okay, well, you got yourself in now. on a down, you clearly know the stock is in a downtrend and you're buying something because you want to buy something cheap. And now you're waiting for the downtrend to shift to the uptrend. How you think it's gonna? How long is you think it's gonna take? It's gonna take several weeks, not days. No downtrend on a stock that lasted several weeks will switch in a matter of days. The time just doesn't click right. You can't. So you think that a downtrend that lasted weeks, but but one single day or 3 days will change the entire downtrend? Absolutely not. That's why it is gonna give you some of these whipsaws, you know? So that's that's what you have to just wait and let this thing play out. That's all. What else want to look at? Any wave count and stuff? Yo, what was that stock? Datadog, and I was watching this stock for some time. That's a nice. No, it is. Look at this. I gotta change some of the. This is a. This is nice. This is a really nice, clean wave count. Yeah, stock is a clear shot to the highs now. Simple zigzag zigzag pattern. 5 waves up, 3 down. Where the heck? Oh, it's right there. I'm gonna see because the labels are 3 down. And you look for another 5 waves up. So here you have, oops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 diagonal up. 1, 2, 3 down and two. Close to that second wave two retracement. Now just making a way up. This stock is 199.68 is the all-time high, which is still at 28% upside. Now, if you take this, here comes the wall. So yeah, it gapped up yesterday. Well, nobody knows the stock is going to S&P 500 anyway. So, but this is a nice, like this one. ZS is fine. We're still in a trade. A beautiful run, man. Beautiful. Since we have, got ourselves in this trade, the stock hardly ever backed off ever since. All these colors are just from the old white background. So yeah, one, two, look at this round handle, diagonal, two, nice. So we got three versus one. What is that? 200 at 328. All-time high is 376. It's gonna be due for some sort of a setback at some point. You see how big this wave two? So we'll make the case of this fourth wave. There, I'm gonna buy leaps again. I'm gonna hunt for some of the um, buy signal. So it's gonna take time. Let's see if this third can push. I hope this third just goes all the way back to the highs. That'll be really nice. Already passed 161.8, getting close to 200. And this is the all-time high, 376. So we'll see how far this third goes. If this third moves, because it has, because right now, I'm gonna move this thing right there, 216. That's gonna be a hard stop loss, the invalidation level now. So whenever this third ends, now you're gonna have this, have to, this fourth gotta breathe. So we're just gonna have to make the case of this second wave with this fourth wave. They both pair against each other. But there's a counter trend. So we'll see. Let this thing work. FTNT. What is that? Oh, I labeled this thing as some time. I think this everything is back here. FTNT. The mass stock is in a huge run. You don't have to go that far. Make it all simple for you. Start from here. It's some sort of a fourth wave. I don't know. But yeah, you had a massive second wave. That's why it's fourth. It's gonna take time. I don't know. Is it some sort of a triangle? No, it's got a little goofy looking triangle. Mm. Mm. What is it called? Oh yeah, dude, it's a mess. Working. Yeah, it's a very narrow swings as well. A sideways range. I mean, we well above the 200 EMA, which is a good thing. Mm, mm. I think the stock is kind of glued to a 100 mark. Just keep testing 100, 105, 100, 105 over and over again. Yeah, it's a sideways range. Hang on. Yeah, it's a downswing and the daily swing is up. Weekly is down. Month low. Okay, this is a higher monthly bar, this? Yeah, okay. You can tell this is the inside month right there. This one is, you see, the last month was, yeah, last month was the inside bar. That's why the stock is every, when you see like this, moves like this back and forth, when you see how narrow these swings are, either you have to go back to a bigger time frame, it's going to be an inside bar. You know, when the swings are, this is when the ATR is going to drop. So the stock, when it just when the stock goes sideways. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this one, but you have to wait for the close for this monthly bar. Yeah, this one got a pretty big flush to the downside from here. Um, yeah, just made a new monthly high compared to the last month. So if you, I don't know, watching a grind, I think is between 100, 105 anyways. Watch 109. That's your next upside print for the 2 months, 2 month high. Cyber. Boy, man, that's a beautiful thing on player. Okay, cyber is what? Monthly swing is up. Well, we just start the month, so it's an inside bar. Weekly time frame, well, it ended the wall. Yeah, this one is sideways as well. It's a clear sideways range. So this might have a potential to pop. So just talk about all the time. Accumulation, distribution. So let's do this. Mark this high. That's what you need to take out. Side by side, two of them. Outside bar, inside weekly bar. Yeah, 4 weeks it's just been sideways. These are hard to trade with. I have to check the other platform to see if it has a what kind of a signal is there. Just a sideways start after this run. That's a huge run from 288 to 206. Okay. Seasonality, bigger picture. Well, we clearly have what? A higher monthly bar for July. How much do we retrace? What happens? Well, we're gonna find out. But we have a higher monthly bar for the month, that's for sure. Ain't turning red anymore. Unless we made a full reversal back to 58, 57, which is 6.7% downside. That could engulf, meaning that turns the green bar into something like this. So let's see how they look. S&P higher bar, Netflix still inside bar. This is a monthly time frame. Seasonality looks okay, not as strong though. Am I running out of gas? That's why I got a sell signal. Running out of gas. Meta inside, but we just started the new month anyway, so I think Apple is the only one that ended up going up, made in a higher monthly bar. Meta is here. I think these stocks is gonna Microsoft inside bar. Nvidia higher monthly bar. Google inside, need to break this high 181. Amazon higher bar. How is this thing working? The Jeff Bezos is selling, stock is pushing higher. Apple higher bar. Tesla inside. Last month was the inside as well. So you see right there, look. S&P swing is up, Netflix swing is up, this is monthly. Meta swing is up, Microsoft swing is up, Nvidia swing is up, Google down. Watch this. Amazon up, Apple up, Tesla down. It's really kind of interesting, huh? Because Tesla put this three lower bars. That's why the swing turned down. So what Tesla has now, when the Tesla swing will turn up for the month, we have one bar, we have two bars that count as an inside. So we have one and two. This month, Tesla need this high. If this high gets take, if this if the price breaks above 357.54, then the swing will turn up. We need three. We have one, we have two, we need one more. Weekly is good. See, weekly is not letting, see, one down, two down, third one supposed to be down, right? For weekly swing to turn down and go on another sideways week. Then higher bar. Then lower this week. See, it's not given three lower bars. Is just what I'm saying. You don't right away uh, turn direction in a swing. You need three. It's 93.57 this month. It was a lot of time. 357. And the swing will turn up. Okay, let's look at sector industrial. Up. Bit of a slow start. Industrial all-time high. Jeez. Communication. Okay, there you go. XLK, higher bar for the month. Man, this is crazy. 3 months down, 3 months up. Financials up. Wow. Yeah. Where's all this material going? What's going on here? It has a lower yearly bar because they said it took out last year low. Material. Interesting. Jeez, man, this is a mess. Consumer staple. This is where all you. God. Phew. Look at this. How are you gonna push your values? Well, this is what happens when mega growth takes off. Nobody wants these value stocks. That's it. Just everybody chasing high flyer names. They want to be in these Pepsi and all these. Oh, rates are dying. Oh boy. Oh, energy looks rough this month. Yeah, energy has a yearly lower bar as well. Took out this low. Look what energy is. Look at this chart. One, two, three. It's been over 3 years. Which way do you think the energy is gonna pop? To the upside, to the downside? Look at this from here. This is from 2020. If this is gonna break after 3.5 years of this distribution phase that it is in, gonna have a crazy move. Remember gold? Sideways for 3.5 years. High went up. Hmm. One of the wild runs. I mean, I don't know. I gotta have to look. This is looking. See right there. Look at this. When you have this kind of a sideway, now how long ago that was? August 6th of 2020. That's 2022. But wait, this is where the breakout happened, right there. Okay, now you look, because you have to break this high, because you're coming down and staying down ever since. So from 2020, of August 2020 until March of 2024, this is how long the distribution phase was. Look at the upside. I think it's gonna happen here. I don't know, man. Some BS is gonna happen in the world. Um, Gold is just resting right there at 261.8 right now. It's confused. Look what the gold is doing for the last couple of weeks. Nothing. Look, it's trying to go sideways. Yeah, this is not a joke. This is not bearish. I can tell you that for sure. Worst case that this fourth will come into a play eventually, and then fifth. So gold has plenty of upside. I'm just, where's my screen? This is nasty.
Mo, could you look at platinum and palladium?
I don't know if I have the tickers here. I mean,
I'll
what's the
look them
ticker?
up for ETF. Give me a second.
What's the ticker? Should have them here. Foreign exchange.
One of them is PPLT.
This one? A platinum?
Yeah, like you can look on the short term, but I'm looking
This
at
is
it
a
on the
daily.
very on yeah, but I'm looking on the very long term. You know what I mean? Like 5 year chart kind of thing. It's woken up a little. I can't remember. I always forget which one looks
The
better.
monthly is long, way much longer time frame. It's just Nice pattern breakout, that's for sure. If you just want to measure a simps measured move, you can do it this way. There you go. These are monthly bars, so they're gonna take whatever. But your equal measured move is at 143 from 55 low. You just take this swing projected from this low, 100% equal distance is at 143. So now it's facing a resistance because it's where all the chop was. Okay. Oh boy, easy. Tight range. Oops. Yesterday was a lower bar. Thing is a beast. What else?
Silver, SLV.
Yeah, this thing is JP Morgan knows, JP Morgan Chase knows. They're the one who control this market. This range right there can oh, interesting. Very long time. Silver is ready for this move. Silver is ready for this move.
Just a note, Mark Newton on his call yesterday, he said that the ratio from silver versus gold just had a breakout, so that he's starting to favor silver over gold.
Well, gold definitely is gonna have much higher. Yeah, he's right. Is yeah, silver is starting to outperform gold now. Yeah, he has a point. You can see it here. This is a relative comparison. So you just two side by side. So whichever is going to be up on the top is going to show better strength than the other one. So you can put S&P here. S&P, I mean, they're both been outperforming the overall market year to date. I mean, if you go back to um, 5 years and 10-year range, yeah, you better off staying invested in the market more than, overall market is way outperforming the gold. You have to keep that thing in mind. So if you invested in the market for 5 years, you're making a lot more money than holding gold. So yeah, but he's moving to a spy here. Metal is. He was saying yesterday.
I think
Yeah, he just
many
yeah.
people are saying that the silver is breaking out.
Yeah, this is what it is. It's because it. You see how it flipped.
But that kind of makes sense with maybe the economy is reaccelerating and you're getting,
Plus it has a buy.
demand out of China.
Plus it has a buy signal here as well. That triggered. Last one was here. Okay. This all sell signal triggered ever since. There comes another one in this range. I mean, I'll keep an eye on. I'm not following. I only track gold. But still went. Wait. Okay, let me see. Let's see what is firing off these buy signals left and right here. Let's see. Here weekly bar. Okay, 37.88. That's the key breakout, right? So we need to have a higher bar. Um, we can take this low just to see. Okay, I mean, we can do this. And put 200 here. Well, this is the upside print. You can make a note. Okay, JS40 print. That'd be a nice, decent upside to get to this 40 mark. But this upside, but we need to break this 37.88 first to make a higher high first, you know? So watch this if you are into a silver. So that's your these three prints. 39.20, 40.89, and 42.76. Interesting. There are a few times I'm just looking, just follow this green line back here. Like here, see, silver has better relative strength than gold. And look how the silver crashes here. Even here, you see all these green line that you see because you compare in silver with gold. Gold is in blue and silver is in green. So all this green line, whenever it is above the blue, is mean it's outperforming the gold. So just gold took off, silver really went sideways because more people, when it comes to a gold run, everybody wants to buy gold. So okay, what else? Tommy is running on all this. Hang on, let's check the RIG. Let me have this. GLA, RG. Now, here's the thing. So you want to do metal with S&P, or you want to do metal with the dollar? See, it's gonna change the whole thing. Where do you want to keep them as your benchmark? Now, if we change the benchmark to a dollar, this is the rotation. That's your gold, that's your silver. Silver is actually now is turning back up from the weakening quadrant. So now if we keep change the benchmark, because it's your comparison index back to S&P 500, just to compare the market, it's a totally different way. So commodities are mostly dollar related anyways. So I have this, where's my Forex? Here. So this has a dollar benchmark. So we can actually just add here. Because I did this thing on the currency, now let me add Bitcoin, Japanese yen, Chinese yuan, Canadian, Kiwi, Australian, British pound, the cable, euro, and Swiss franc. So your dollar has some crazy weakness going on right now. I know because under a sell signal. Dollar has a weekly and a daily sell signal. That's why the dollar is getting so weak. It's gonna next one is gonna be a buy signal on dollar. I will let you know. Okay. Japanese yen is heading northeast as well. Right. Bitcoin is another story here. Just completely sideways. We're making the same case right now, like the silver, making this wedge, the sideways, so you can get the breakout. Same thing here with Bitcoin. Big time, I mean, make a new all-time high. We're gonna see. There's absolutely nothing bearish here, that's for sure. Just in a distribution phase, that's it. Back and forth, couple session down and just rips right back up. Swing is up, is good. Buy signal triggered here. Um, that's it. Show is over. I don't know what else. STR, we already did. Tesla, I mean, I don't even know, man. I got few promising promising wave count, but this is the one that I think makes the most sense anyway. So,
Do you have crowd?
huh?
Do you have crowd?
Is that the CRWV or something?
Yeah, yeah, crowd strike.
Or CrowdStrike?
Yeah, I'm wondering whether I should take profit because it's gone up so much.
Oh boy.
CRWD.
That's what I put it in. It's not letting me
Huh?
not letting me pull the data here. Data I can use something. Oh boy. Monthly. I'll check on the other screen and see if I don't have that thing logged in. To see if doesn't look like it. Yesterday bar was a higher bar. I mean, that stock is at all-time high anyways. Weekly, monthly has a higher bar. So you just take out the previous month high and low. You can just measure that way. Yeah, 526, 548. You can do that way. It's a higher bar for the month, so you're good. Yeah, it's fine. Stock is at 52 weeks high anyway, so. See this 335? This is where Tesla is. That's your 52 weeks high, 52 weeks low. This is the center zone right there. See? 214.66 to the penny yesterday. Every time when a stock is going to make a 52 weeks high, I don't know when, every time when the stock makes a mean reversion, it's going to come right back there. Same thing from the low. Every time when a stock makes a new 52 weeks low, and then when the stock is going to recover, called the mean reversion, it's going to go right back there. See? Looks like off by 2 points, but here, see, just price comes here. Built as over and over again. See, one almost there. There's one, two, three. There's a fourth time from the 52 weeks high and low. These are these are very good out of the money, well, unless you're gonna suffer time to buy leaps to the upside from the low. See, 52 weeks low on Amazon is here. Didn't make a new 52 weeks low. And mean reversion goes right back to this. It takes weeks, could take months. Okay? Back and forth, 173. Because you have to look at this, like every stock, pretty much every day, is making either a 52-week low or a 52 weeks high, right? So as a long, um, like if you long the stock, whatever we're buying, what do you think our main target is? Is for the stock to make a new 52 weeks high. Well, then how much upside does it get from there? Well, we simply don't know. A stock can make a double top and then make a reversal back, it could make a triple top. That happens as well. A lot of time the stock makes 52 weeks high, which was placed like 3 years ago, and then the stock eventually made its way all the way back up, hit a wall, backed off again. Couldn't break it, couldn't take a new high, couldn't make a new high. So it happens a lot as well. And then it's gonna make the third attempt to clear it. So just like these ones are just always curious about the price. Is like, okay, if the stock makes 52 weeks high, then it makes a 52 weeks low. What is the center of gravity of this entire move? You know? So then you're starting to realize, like, okay, well, look how price goes right back there every time. And which, I mean, you can see it on any stock. They all end up going back there. So I'm talking about especially like a Mag 7 stocks because I mean if Nvidia, well, I don't know where that thing is gonna settle. I mean, if it's gonna keep making 52 weeks highs this over and over again, I mean Nvidia will eventually back off at some point, so it's just gonna keep getting adjusted. See, right now Nvidia was sideways for a very long time. As a matter of fact, I haven't even looked at Nvidia wave count. This one already had a higher. God, I gotta change these colors and stuff, man. So reverse is 200% of 167. That's like this one. Like this. And we'll make the same case. So this is from the low as well. From this low. 1, 2, reverse is 167. But then like you see like this one and the Qs, identical wave count. New highs right to that 200 from the low. And I know NVIDIA has a very huge impact, like, on overall semis and tech. Apple has just literally got disconnected. Just see. Hang on. Oh no, I don't want to do a comparison. There you go. Yeah, they're like, yeah, they're like a husband and wife. See how they're glued? How NVIDIA runs with queues? Now watch this. Um, Microsoft, right? So these are the ones that are making 52 weeks high along with the market. Now, look at that. See the difference between Apple, NVIDIA, and Microsoft? The massive spread between Q's and Apple now. So any gap that you have here to here is called a spread. So that spread will eventually have to close to line up like this. Wow. Either Apple has some serious upside coming, or Apple market is gonna come down. Apple is gonna be a little bit of a safety net to see if they can come, Apple can join them side by side. Apple, because of it's underperforming, that's for sure. So the best way is this. That's your ratio chart. So you want to do a ratio of silver to the market is okay. Tesla down to 20 EMA right now. Tesla divided by S&P 500. So it becomes a ratio chart. That's a ratio reading 0.005. Apple now is making a move up. Google almost the same. Flat. Amazon flat. See, Microsoft huge run to the upside. Nvidia same thing. All outperforming really because Meta sold off a little bit the last 2 days. Netflix. Twan. I use the best one is here. Right there, the S&P 500 is here. That's your use 20-day moving average. A break above this when the stock continues. That's outperform the benchmark. Ratio charts are really good. I want to do some. What's going on here to this material sector? Huh? How many stocks are moving? This was, I didn't take this trade. It was a very strong buy signal here on the screen. And the stock can pop like almost 15 points the next day. FMC, FCX, Repo, DuPont. I don't know. This I wanna buy this, but then I looked at um option chain that just doesn't have liquidity. It's a $266 stock. I mean, I would, I mean, see, like it's trying to make a move. It's gonna be tough to get out of the trade if the chain doesn't have enough liquidity, you know? Looks pretty good. Such a, it's a, like a, I'll just have to go with shares. I mean, I don't want to put option trade on. It's just such a clean wave count. That's it. You think I need motivate? Can just do it all here. So how do we measure this? We can measure the low from this high. We can do this. Clean up all the other mess. We can get this upside. Then we can run a swing from this high to this. So we got this one, run this one. Then we can run one more from here, here. Five versus one. And we have this. So now we can just clean up the rushed bottom. So now what you're looking for, just looking for upside. So you just run like those four versus the whatever, five versus one, five versus one plus three. So that's the channel. This is what we need to break to make a higher high on a swing. I would do a 3 bar, not a 2 bar. This, here's this. Now we need to have a breakout for meaning that this swing high is taking out this swing high right now. Then you just take out this swing high and this swing high like this. Low, high, higher, low. And you take out this previous swing high. That's a higher, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high. You see, like all of these. So you have a low, higher, low. You made a new high. Now this low has to be stay in place with this higher low swing. Doesn't need to be retraced all the way back down here. So now from here, higher high. You took out this high now. You backed off again. Stayed above 231. Made a new high. Backed off against this low. Made another high. Then you came back down. This time, instead of making another higher high, you made a higher low. Boom. Then you took out this low. Then you came down, make a new low. Then you went back up. Then you stayed below this swing high. Then you made another low. So you just following the sequence one after another. You keep marking the previous highs and lows, and then the swing will continues until it fails. That's it. Okay, I gotta go. All o'clock. Tonight firework? They do a pretty big one here. I don't know what time they do. We went there last year. Was so many people there. It was a huge park. So we'll see. We're gonna go back to the same place. Nighttime. God, it feels like Saturday today. I know it's Friday. It sucks. Okay, gotta go eat something. I don't could do much here. Anything happening on the Twitter? What? AI is learning to lie, scheme, and threaten its creators using stress testing scenario for fortune. What's that? Wow. Okay. Wow. This is crazy. I have never seen a president can say the things like this. This guy posts very interesting charts. It has a lot of followers as well. It's Trend Spider. I don't like the